boy. Oh, what's up, y'all? Another week, another episode of Tech Foul. We're going to do something a little different this week. Now, if you were rocking with us during the pandemic, this will not be all that unfamiliar to you. But if you weren't, we got something different coming your way this week. So let's hit that theme music and get into it.
Hit 'em hard, let's go. That TECK, running back like where's my replay? Got it all in the mix, no DJs. Said it's hard in the game like you did with some ladies. Spitting real talk for the entertainment. Other podcasts that the game up and they get smacked back down like a WrestleMania. Tell them that they better get their nose ready at a home city. You know, get it boss, keeping on the low setting. And you know we keep it safe, so we never gotta get tight than everybody else. Cause you get ready. Ain't nobody else doing this like I. Better keep them cameras and microphones hot, cause this one's a vibe. Gotta run this race with my tribe. I going live with the pie. Do it like there's no tomorrow. Came to my ear later. Shout out to my point guard. We about to hit them hard. Got them throwing in the tap. Tell the red blow the whistle. This is technical
What it do? Welcome to episode 398 of Technical Foul, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. What's the dilly?
The Eric J is out here jet setting, being Nick Fury
Per usual.
this week. Y'all ain't gonna see him for like 2 weeks, so get used to this crew here.
New character, right? We got a character rebranding and everything.
Right? He can come up with a whole different
New
person.
character and
A
shit.
new nigga.
New entrance.
Y'all don't even know yet. Y'all don't even know.
He come back. No, he not getting the BBL.
No,
He not getting his knees done.
I don't know. Is he getting the
He
stretch
get
surgery?
abs. They can get ab surgery.
No arms, just abs. For sure.
He just
Straight
gets
up
abs.
I'm Camille, point guard of the crew with Rock T for Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman,
The gentleman.
the everyday gentleman,
24/7.
better known as Mr. Ooh Yeah.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, Ken. The people
Thank
have
you,
been sending up their prayers. It's been in
I
the
appreciate
comments on the
y'all,
YouTube.
man.
People being like, "Man, we miss Ken.
Yeah,
Well,
I
everything
appreciate
go,
y'all,
Ken."
man. Appreciate y'all. Your boy's going through it, but I'm back.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. We got Marcus in the building
What's
shouting us
going
out.
on?
We almost at
Appreciate
400 episodes.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate
We
it.
That's
got-
kind of crazy.
We got real fam in here tonight.
Yeah.
Right, we got Shaolin in the comments, the man
Mhm.
behind the theme for his
Hey,
company. What's
shout
good,
out.
fam? And he went out. Be like Shaolin, y'all. Go and get y'all some Tech Foul merch.
Throw
Rep
it in the group.
pod. It's in the link. It's in the link. Go ahead and click it. Go ahead and get y'all some merch. And Marcus, ain't good to see you, gentleman.
Thank
Gentleman
you.
Ken is kind of smooth.
Oh, what I see.
I'm not gonna lie.
Talk
That's
about Brandon.
So some housekeeping. If you are not yet following us on our social media platforms, make sure you head over to Technical Foul, TECKNICALFOUL, on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok.
Mhm.
Technical Foul Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. On the YouTube side of things, make sure you subscribe, like up the videos, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live and all of that good stuff. Now, as we get ready, I mentioned if you were around during the pandemic, this will not be unfamiliar to you. We are doing a Tech Foul Cinema episode this week.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking, reviewing, recapping, and giving our opinions on all things that was Untold Shooting Guards on Netflix. So if you have not yet watched this documentary and you don't want any spoilers, hey, drop a comment, say you appreciate us, and we'll see you next week.
Exactly.
But if you haven't seen it, you're kind of interested, what is this about? Or you have seen it, this is going to be the episode for you. Because that documentary taught me some things
Yeah, it was pretty good.
along the way. Hope everybody out there had a good 4th of July as well. Shout out to my Uncle Michael, who chastised me for not inviting Tim to our family barbecue.
I'm
Oh,
saying, I was chastising to her. What the fuck was my invite?
That's funny.
She out here stepping on new bonding moments and relationships and
That's
stuff.
funny.
Hating.
Hey,
Like, damn, I couldn't even get an hating.
Y'all, we talked
That
about
is
Uncle Michael on the
hilarious.
show, the Cowboys fan, for a while. And him and Tim have got in, they met at Summerfest
uh-huh.
and became best friends.
That's my guy.
And now I'm getting chastised because he's not at family events. So
Where your boy Tim at?
he literally just, everybody's talking, he get quiet for a second. All you hear is, why didn't you invite Tim? You know that's my guy.
Well, that ain't like I never been at a family event before. Where he at though?
So
That's what-
shout out to Uncle Michael. Shout out
For
to
sure.
everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all 4th of July. And Yeah, let's get into this Tech Foul Cinema. Shooting guards.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Yeah, that's pretty much just
that's all you can really
one
do.
side of it is
Honestly, both sides got me
Yeah.
with this one. So if you are unfamiliar with Untold, with this documentary that we're talking about, Shooting Guards dives into depth about the gunplay that happened in the Washington Wizards locker room between Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton. The story behind it all, everything that happened from that point forward. And here's where I'll start. Before seeing this documentary, what did you remember about the situation? Because when the doc kicked off, in the first minute, someone says a lot of times people think about the situation, they only remember Gilbert Arenas in it. No one really remembers this another guy. And I was very much in that boat. I forgot all about Javaris Crittenton. What did y'all remember about the situation beforehand?
I remember they both pull guns on each other. That's all I remember. I remember there was a gun situation. I remember I was seeing or hearing that they both pull guns out, and that's it. That's it.
That's it.
I don't remember anything.
All I remember is Gil. All I remember is Gil a wild boy. He pulled some guns out on the nigga in the locker room. That's literally,
and that's it.
Other than that, I had no clue who the other person was.
Did you remember that Javaris ended up going to jail afterwards?
No,
I
didn't remember any of that.
I said, wait a second.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he really went to jail. Yeah, I didn't remember.
And when you start a document, if you watch a lot of documentaries, you can normally tell when it's about to be good.
Mm-hmm.
The first couple minutes it starts, and you see someone getting out of jail, and then you see Javaris actually sit on the couch, and he's like, all I can do is tell the truth and be real. And I said, oh, this about to be good. What was you in jail, folks? I don't remember.
Get some shit off his chest.
Right. What surprised you the most in this documentary about the situation at hand? They kind of went through the childhoods, how they got to the league, how they both ended up on the Wizards. What surprised you that you learned from watching Shooting Guards?
I would say that the wild coincidence of an incident and the personalities involved on top of the upbringing they had. So I'm saying that note because
all these words.
I'm saying that note because the way that I wanted to phrase it earlier, I couldn't necessarily find the word. So that's just a mental note for me. So the coincidence: single mom, single dad. I was that's interesting. So for y'all two to end up in this situation, raised by a single dad and a single mom, one, I thought was kind of interesting.
Single dad,
correct.
Javaris with the single mom.
Two, Javaris was pretty much the golden child. He had the grades, he had the smile, he had the the accolades, he had the fanfare, he had the family behind him, he had the homeboy, the homegrown thing, he had the city was behind him. He went to the stayed in Atlanta high school going crazy, went to college in Atlanta going crazy, stayed at Georgia Tech, and then he wanted to, I'm actually surprised. You know what? I'm not. I was a big fan of AC Law at Texas Tech, Texas A&M. Big fan of AC Law, so I can understand that.
I said, I forgot about AC.
I did too. I was like, damn, Javaris get. Oh yeah, AC Law, yeah, yeah, because AC was cold.
I didn't realize him and Dwight Howard were teammates in high school.
Yeah. Me neither, and that's gonna play a role later. But just the way that they're both on brand. Then Gil on the other side, he was brought up by his dad, but my man's was the class clown, damn near not making it through, but he only kind of getting through because his talent type shit. But even though he grew up in the suburbs, it was more he ain't take shit serious
at all. He didn't take life serious.
No, he took nothing serious from the time he was a kid.
No, but
he mentioned that part of why he used humor was kind of diffused from any pain that he felt. So he always tried to use humor to diffuse situations. But Gilbert Arenas is a nigga who played too much. Always
played too much for real. You all know those people. You have those people who are okay, bro, go come over. He'll be on some shit. All right, cool. And then it's the other ones dog, don't come over here with that shit today, because you don't let up, you don't stop. He's one of the motherfuckers that they just keep bugging you until you really do want to whoop their ass. It's truly, dog, that's the only way that you gonna stop is if we really come to fisticuffs, my nigga. Let that shit go. He
couldn't let it go. He has so much ego. Even him talking about going through the pre-draft process, and they asked him what he wanted to be in his career.
A pimp.
This man said a pimp.
Excuse me.
And when when the reporter asked him again, Gil said, either I can back down and pretty much what? I don't back down for nothing. I'm not going to be weak, or I can double down. He said, excuse me, international pimp. I said.
Them niggas said, no. Fuck is this? Then the nigga get mad. Richard Jefferson getting Jeff. Man, he's the third, fourth best player on the team. Ain't no motherfucking way. Jeff already knew. That's why he called. Hey, I might be getting drafted before you.
He already got the
call. Right? He was sitting there like, I might be getting drafted before you. What you mean? Ain't no motherfucking way you getting Richard Jefferson, bitch.
And, and then Gil fell to the second round to get drafted by the Warriors because of the attitude, which is crazy because Javaris Crittenton was actually drafted higher in his respective class than Gil was in his own.
Correct.
What surprised you? It is nuts.
Is the backstory of Crit. Like, because I really didn't know anything about him.
Me neither.
So just learning everything about him. Again, like I said, when I first, all I remember from this incident was everything that Gil did. So it was cool getting a true backstory about him and seeing everything, see how he's brought up and see what led up to, this actually happening in the locker room.
Yeah, that was the part too for me of just learning how the incident unfolded. Because to hear that it happened from an argument that Gilbert Arenas was sleeping through.
Sleeping through.
Earl Boykins is gambling on the plane with JaVale McGee and Crit.
Yep.
Boykins loans JaVale some money. JaVale wins. Earl wants his money back in real time. JaVale says no. Crit gets involved.
Ain't had shit to do with him.
And then Gil wake up like, what are you doing in this? And then egos and everything just keep building and building and building till you get to the gun situation. So hearing that surprised me because I remember a lot of the misinformation. Like I couldn't remember what it was about. And when they show the news clippings of like, he owed him $25,000 and Gilbert actually was the only, like all the stuff, it was all like loosely wrong about what actually happened.
Hearsay.
All hearsay about it. That shocked me. And then even just looking at Crit's story of like, he gets drafted to the Lakers.
Yes. Yeet.
Right. And he actually is how the Lakers get Paul Gasol. He was in this trade to go to get Paul Gasol into.
That's what made me remember who he was. I was like, motherfucker.
He didn't play.
Yeah, I was like, I remember that nigga.
And I can understand the emotional toll it can take from being the guy all throughout high school, throughout your life in college, and you get somewhere you don't even get to dress for half the games. I can get how that wears on
my
you.
man was sitting there.
Sick.
He was getting paid though.
But it should fuel you to do more.
Yeah.
This man became a Crip.
Yeah. Like for legit.
Like
for the gang.
what?
Legit.
I ain't finna see this court, but I see this gang, man.
Gang bag, nigga.
He had the tattoo on the stomach.
Yep. Fucking flag and everything, throwing them up. My boy, like, damn, nigga.
I said, how did we get here?
NBA. How you get to the NBA then decide if you want a gang?
You joined the game when you
And
in the
you
league.
wasn't like that your whole life. You wasn't like that your whole life.
My man was in the
He was in
league.
the hood his whole
He
life.
was, but
So,
he wasn't that though because he had other aspirations.
That's nuts though. You making millions, fam.
And
You
you
just
get
decide, fuck it, I'm for the gangbang. Nigga.
they love me. So
I mean,
Yeah.
how many gangbanging NBA players?
They gangbang probably before they got to the league. Though. Like my nigga is fresh in the league. Now I'm for the gangbang. That's kind of crazy. Nigga.
it is.
Niggas hoop to get out of that shit.
Right.
And he hooped to get in it. Like that shit is crazy.
You check in with me when you come in this motherfucking city, my nigga.
Like, that's
I'll meet you at the arena. Like,
like that's crazy.
And I was also shocked at everything that happened to Javaris afterwards, which we can get into as we continue the conversation. But when you think about the situation that happened with the guns, how it escalated with them being on the plane and Gil saying like, shut up, I will put, what do you say, I'll douse your car in gasoline.
yeah, he said, I'll burn it up. And he's like, you'll burn my car?
And then that had Crip going like, oh, I ain't the one to play with. I will shoot you.
In your knee.
And then Gil said, my knee bad anyway.
That motherfucker don't work.
That motherfucker don't work.
And he said, fine.
Hilarious.
In your good knee.
In your good knee, nigga.
Oh, now I gotta cut you.
That's what it felt like.
Those the rules.
It felt like Harlem Nights, where it's ego and pride, and it just keeps building. Because at this point, Gil was like the vet on the team. It was his team. Even though by 2009, Gil had been dealing with the injuries, hence him saying my knees was bad. Like he wasn't top tier agent zero at this point no more. So
Crittenton was going to come in and take over.
he didn't get to even play a game.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he go over there, they needed another point guard. He had the aspirations and the potential to be another really good point guard. So Gil would have probably got. But I mean, maybe that was in the back of his mind a little bit.
Maybe.
Let me fuck with the new guy when he come in here. Let me go ahead and push his buttons. I'm gonna bother the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
But see,
get under his skin.
when you hear them talk, they said like they took an instant liking to each other.
Mhm.
Like off top, they were both like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we
I
cool."
fucks with you.
And Jabari's had everybody in his ear like, "Hey, Gil play. Hey, watch. Hey,
Like that nigga play too much.
he
Don't do nothing with
he
him.
got some ways. You gotta watch him a little bit. You gotta watch him." He's like, "What y'all mean? What y'all talking about?" Then all this happens. So the gunplay situation, if you were unfamiliar, what ends up happening is as the fight escalates on the plane, Gil says, "You know what? I'll bring you the guns too. Shoot me." Because Gilbert Arenas was trafficking guns on NBA planes. Let's not skip over
Admitted
that
to
part.
it.
He said, whenever we played the Suns, I got excited because I'm a gun collector.
Mhm.
And in Arizona, them gun stores let you buy whatever you want.
I need a rocket launcher. Here you go. I was like, dog, what?
Nigga get on the plane with a bazooka and shit.
And he's on
No, not on the
team-
plane. He's
he's
sending it on the bus.
No, it's a plane because they going to Washington
Mhm.
Well, he said that he would put the guns on the NBA bus that was
to
on
get to the plane.
Yeah, to get to the
I was like, because I'm no,
'Cause
they
he's
was on the
flying
plane,
it. He's
and I thought the
flying
bus.
it.
Okay.
No, they're
I
flying
got
with
you.
them. So they got guns. They don't even know they transporting
Yeah.
guns over state lines because Gilbert Arenas is
Just out here.
Just
doing-
doing what he wanted to do.
Reckless
what
as
he want.
shit.
So then they get to the locker room the next day. Gil gets there first. The whole night, Jabbar's sitting there thinking of like, dog, where I come from, if someone say this, like,
You gotta do something.
something gonna happen, and everybody's saying Gil got a reputation. Woo, woo, woo. I gotta be ready. He brings his gun. I'm taking it with me. Gil, goofy self, grabbed 2 guns out of his collection. And I would say this: the guns that he selected should let you know that I don't think he really expected.
He's trying to off himself.
because he bought a gold.
He bought a Desert Eagle.
Yeah, a Desert Eagle, my nigga.
A Desert
a
Eagle,
gold
Exactly.
one at that.
and then a Smith & Wesson Magnum.
Yes. So you know he was
Like,
on
my
bullshit.
nigga, one bullet finna blow half your body off.
Exactly. He was on
Hey, you
pure
brought this here
bullshit.
to play?
He puts him on Crit's chair, puts a note on it, and says, "Pick one." And then when Crit walk in there and he walk in there, he's sitting there, and Crit's like, "I don't need your guns because I got my own." He throwed a gun to throw a gun across
Exactly.
a locker room. They are lucky it didn't go off.
The whole team said, like, everybody was scared, shook, my nigga, like, oh,
I
fuck.
would have been
I
a Desert
That
Eagle
motherfucker
going
just
for this
sliding
shit.
across the floor and shit. You don't know. The minute they hit the floor, everybody said, damn. We was like, oh, shit.
It's a gun. You don't know if it's loaded. You don't know what's going on.
You don't know if it's a safety on or not.
And it was thrown. So
Thrown.
anything can happen when you throw a gun. It can.
Now, that's problematic, too, because the nigga threw the gun, not because it was your gun. It was partly because it was your gun. Fuck your gun, my nigga. I got my own. That's when the shit hit the fan. Niggas like, yo.
Yeah, when he said I got my own and pulled out his, I forget what kind of gun he had.
I can't remember either, but them motherfuckers like, hey, yo, what the fuck? There's a motherfucker screaming and running. And nobody knew this shit but everybody in the locker room.
Y'all
Nobody
teammates,
knew
though,
this
so
shit.
you ain't expecting no nigga
No.
to walk up here with a
No.
up and pistol fam in the locker room.
And it was a young
Before the
team.
game.
It's a young team.
Before
Like,
the game.
Gil's one of the vets. Everyone else is young on this team. He's setting the tone for the locker room. So then it all kind of dies down in that moment because I don't think Gil expected for Crit to be like, I got my
He was
own.
like, oh, this nigga crazy.
Right. Right. So all that happens, and of course, then it gets leaked out to the media. But do y'all think that one of Gilbert or Javaris was more culpable in the situation, or do you think the blame is kind of for both of them on how it escalated to get to that point in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
It's both of them, but I'm still lean more Gil. You know better.
Okay.
You was the vet. You was the older person. You was also the one poking the bear.
Yeah.
Granted, he wasn't wrong when he woke up and like, bro, this ain't got shit to do with you. Like, what them grown men, they business ain't got shit to do with you. But again, like you say, ego and shit fall into that.
Mhm.
But Chris is just as much as at fault because you could have let that shit go.
Yeah.
You could have
That's what
let
I'm
him
at.
talk, let him yap, let him do whatever the fuck. I
Mhm.
get where you come from and shit like that, my nigga, but you got millions on the line.
When
Yeah.
keeping it real goes wrong.
Nigga
Real
moments.
talk.
When
Real talk. Boondocks, nigga.
Boondocks and Chappelle, we've
Uh-huh.
seen them both.
Like, just terrible.
Yeah.
Do you think it was one or the other?
I feel like it was Crip, just like
Ooh.
I feel because again, ego.
Yeah.
Like it escalated to a level that it did not have to escalate to. And then literally the only reason why he did it was ego and he felt disrespected. So he's like, no, I can't allow you to disrespect me because I'm a grown man. And my ego can't be shattered in front of nobody else.
Yeah.
So it literally came down. It literally to me it didn't have nothing really to do with him personally. It came down to be, oh, my ego is hurt and you trying to hold me in front of everybody.
Mhm.
So now I got to show you that I ain't no bitch.
Mhm.
It was just, the I'm pussy. I'm pussy.
He came from the hood. He's like, ain't no.
Yeah.
No.
So it came down to ego and respect.
And they did say that, once he upped his pistol on him, he was like, "Oh, hey. Whoa, my boy,
Hey,
how you doing?
I was playing.
The guns is on the floor.
like, what
You
was
knew
that
that motherfucker. We good. We ain't got nothing else. I ain't had nothing the whole time. Don't shoot me for real. I need this knee.
Don't pull out the 9, Jamal.
For me, it was both though, because Gilbert even said on the plane he saw that he was under Crit's skin, and he knew it, and he said,
He liked that
He
shit.
said, "I got you.
Mhm.
Let me keep doing this." And again, sometimes people play too much. In Gilbert Arenas, if you look up playing too much in the dictionary,
He on there.
it's going to
Is
be
that nigga
Gilbert's
face?
picture right there.
That nigga still do it.
Still.
To this day.
Still. When he was
Still
walking
to
in
this day.
Swaggy P house and was fucking with him and his kid, bro, that shit was funny, but I'm like, dog, he ain't got no mother. He
Still.
would have had to get
You see Swaggy P snapped out a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm sick of this shit. He was mad at
I'm so tired of you and your bullshit. You play too fucking much.
And see, it's people like that, like, one of my mom's phrases that she said to me as a kid that stuck with me is never
Mhm.
let them see you sweat.
Yeah.
She's like, that was one of the things she always engraved, like, never let them see you sweat. And she told me about that because of Uncle Tony, because I'll get my hair done, I'd be crying, and she's like, he only coming in here to mess with you because he see you cry. Like, stop it. And he won't bother you. And she was right. And that was a life lesson to take going forward of, like, people sometimes just want a reaction out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give them the satisfaction of getting the reaction.
Yeah, everything don't need a reaction.
It don't. But everybody don't act like that. Some people got to, when keeping it real, go wrong, because it's like you mess with the wrong one today,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna show you mess with the wrong one today, and it led to bad things for everyone involved, more so Crit than anything
That
else.
shit sent that man spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like,
So,
for real.
do y'all think the NBA's 50-game suspension, rest of the season for him,
Mm-hmm.
for both players, was fair punishment for the infraction?
Gil, yes. Crit, no.
I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
Gil brought the shit. Like he literally brought the guns to the building.
Two of them.
2 of them. Yes, Crit brought 1, but shit, I had to make sure that I brought a gun to a gunfight. The nigga brought guns.
He was also transporting them on planes.
Right.
Yeah,
And
he was reckless.
that's probably more so why he
Yeah.
got most of his suspension.
Yeah, it's
the
because all
transport
the
him on a
extra
plane, pretty much saying fuck you to the NBA after
Mhm.
after all of this shit happened.
Yeah.
Throw him like he ain't have no regard for Crit's situation whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And David Stern ain't shit for throwing both of them in there at the same time. Like, hey, what he do is on
It's
you
on
too.
you.
That's some that's what a lot of players said they hated about David Stern, because David Stern
He wasn't gonna
hit
play
you with some bullshit.
He wasn't gonna play with you.
No,
Mhm.
them fines after the Malice in the Palace, and my nigga say, all right, bet. I got all you motherfuckers. Anytime you fuck up, you will be an example. He just made examples out of them. That's all it was. And he was
Mhm.
good about making examples out of players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, too, with it, like, if anything, Gil should have had a longer suspension, because then he come out doing the post-game huddle celebration.
Like he John Morant and shit.
shooting his
Mhm.
teammates.
I wasn't shooting, I was pouring lemonade.
At least Gil gonna be like, no, I was shooting.
No, I was
I was
shooting him up.
shooting. I was shooting. I was shooting.
My nigga was Yosemite Sam in that
He's
huddle.
sitting here on Twitter tweeting about how he John Wayne now.
Mhm.
He's saying y'all ain't getting the story right, so I'm not gonna take this serious. And Javaris is sitting there like, brother,
He was like, shut the fuck up, boy.
I'm still on my rookie contract.
You bullshit.
You already got your 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
This is still Crit's first NBA contract.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It
See, mine is Gil, because he literally didn't give a fuck.
no.
Like, that man, okay, we can start from the fucking beginning. What goes through your mind that I'm going to traffic guns
Hey, well, I think about it like that.
on my NBA? This is my job.
But I got free time.
And I'm gonna load these guns up on a plane that don't nobody know shit about.
I'm just putting them in my bag.
That's for him to really think that through and actually do it.
I get them at the
He
crib.
didn't give a fuck about nothing, bro.
And to hear Gil say, I thought I was gonna get like 3 games,
3 games, man.
maybe 7. I said, for guns?
I read every single time that the gun had an instance.
It
And
wasn't
most
that
it was
many
3
times.
games.
Most was 3 games,
Like, what?
and it did happen in the locker room, nigga. Yours happened on the property
At
of your
work.
job, my
Before
nigga.
the
Before the game,
with the whole staff.
y'all lace it up, my nigga.
And then your whole team trying to keep it under the rug. Oh no, fuck you and the team. Everybody. I'm surprised Stern didn't suspend the damn GM.
I'm wonder who was the person in the locker room who called the reporter.
Still got to figure it out.
Peter. I forget his last name.
V something.
But he also had broke like the Latrell Sprewell,
Choking the nigga out.
which, by the way, I have to go back and read.
I forgot about that too.
He attacked his coach twice.
Yeah,
Let's not
2
forget
times,
Spree
yeah.
came for him twice. He choked him
He
the
hated
first
that nigga.
time. They
Yeah.
got separated. He kind of cooled off. He came back, and then he punched him.
He
Crazy.
hated that nigga.
I'll kill you, nigga.
Spree,
Well, fuck you up today.
when keeping it real goes wrong.
Man, for real, for
22
real.
million. No, that was 22 million enough to feed my family. Was when keeping it real went wrong.
I think it was 7 at that
Oh.
point. I think it was like 7 annually.
Something like
20.
that.
I think it was 21 over 3, and he was like,
Mhm.
"That's not enough money."
That's not enough to feed my family.
And
Like,
he turned that deal down and never got a deal
Man.
close to that. So he effectively retired because he never was getting back to. That's crazy. Anyways,
Mhm.
it's not about Spreewell right now. Milwaukee's on.
Milwaukee's own.
How do y'all feel about how life went for both guys after the incident? Because Javaris Crittenton was somebody who believed in hood justice. Like, I'm gonna handle it myself. Like, the NBA stuff flamed out. He serves a suspension. He tries to stick with the Bobcats. It don't work out. They accused him of stealing slides, apparently,
yeah, that shit was nuts.
and he was done.
Still in boxes?
Like when they hit him with the hey, somebody said you might have been in the back stealing slides. Like, my nigga, I went to talk to the equipment guy about some slides. What the fuck I come from stealing shit? What the fuck I'm gonna do with these? Put them
Why
on your
would
feet
I
and wear 'em,
steal
my boy.
slides? That's the thing.
That's
What sense does that make for me to steal some shit? What
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
do
shit
with
was
these
crazy.
motherfuckers, man?
All right, but when they got to that point, he knew too. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah, he's
it's
like,
not
y'all
that-
just want me
y'all
out
got
of
it
here.
in."
Yeah,
Okay.
y'all just
And he
want me out of
actually
here.
went overseas and played in China for a while. This wasn't in the doc. He went to China, but he came back very shortly thereafter.
Oh, really?
Even though
Okay.
he was averaging like 26 a game over there,
I
he
bet.
was like, nah.
I bet he was cooking
He came back home, and now he's just back in the hood
Mm.
in Atlanta
with his niggas.
with his nigga wearing all his jewelry in the hood.
Like he wasn't supposed to the first 2 times.
He gets robbed
First time,
the first time, then he robbed again,
Mm-hmm.
and the second time that was that was too
that was
much.
the tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
He already showed in the NBA.
He for real. So y'all niggas really think I'm pussy?
Pretty much.
Like for real, for real.
First, Gil tested me.
Uh-huh.
I get kicked out the NBA. I come back home, and now y'all niggas tested me too.
Nah, somebody got to get it.
Yeah, who know this nigga? I know somebody know this nigga. Then he turned an inch high private eye.
Mm-hmm.
He told the cops, "Don't worry about it."
How you gonna tell the fucking police? Don't worry about it. I
He
handle
told
it.
the cops, "Don't worry about it. I got
They
it."
said we brought all these guys in here, and he looks at us to say,
Don't
"I'll
worry.
handle it."
And that didn't
From
set
that
no
point on,
flag.
you don't think the police gonna be watching your big
Exactly,
ass
man, what
the rest of the way?
They're like, he on some bullshit.
That's nuts.
That was crazy to me.
I got it.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
I would've been the cops
And they was
probably
like, I
sitting there
beg your pardon.
which one of y'all need quota for the month?
I beg
Follow this
your pardon.
nigga. Wait, because he got it. Because he got it.
Then he shoots up a house. No one gets hit, but he shoots
Mhm.
it up. The person who saw him called 911, and they were like, "Do you know who did it?" Yeah, it was Javaris Crittenton. I saw.
I seen it.
I know
seen
him.
That nigga was standing in the middle of the street.
I
I
know
seen
him.
it. In
It
the
was
middle of the
him.
street, fam, just
In this black
airing that
Tahoe.
big show.
Airing it out.
Crazy.
Then went to
though.
the next
Then
spot.
went to the next spot.
Saw the nigga.
Hit an innocent bystander.
Mhm.
Mm.
Julian Jones
Mm.
kills an innocent woman
Mhm.
because he wanted to take justice in his hand and try to off whoever it was that stole his jewelry.
He
Yeah.
had all the signs leading up to that point. So he said it. Like, God told him, "Hey, yo, bro, you
You
gonna
gonna mess
fuck your
up."
life up.
Uh-huh.
You do this, it's a wrap."
And he still did
He
not
still
care.
didn't listen.
I looked at my guy's
That ego.
eyes, and it was there. That was it. I looked in his eyes. I'm like, you had a loving exchange with your boy? I said, we finna fuck life up from here on out?
Yeah.
Nah, my boy. Like, no.
Ego, man. Ego.
Young
it's
and
a
dumb is a
dangerous
thing, too.
Oh,
It-
most
it is.
definitely.
It
And
is.
then you mix ego with that shit, it's over.
It's done.
You gotta think everything he been through. He like, nah. He was like, I went from hooping, being in the NBA, now I'm back in the hood with y'all niggas.
Yeah. And y'all stealing my jewelry.
Yeah, and then y'all treat me like I'm a bitch ass nigga.
His mom was like, I ain't even realize there was that many bad people waiting on his ass. Like, damn.
But you gotta think though,
Niggas
like
stay lurking.
they know you came up, fam, and then you think it's gonna be sweet. You just going back to the hood like ain't nothing, like it ain't nothing. Like
But his mom, well, I guess he ain't really had the chance yet. He should have got his mom up out of that.
And wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was still in his first
That's what I said, he ain't
contract.
had the chance
he ain't
to.
had the money like that. Yeah,
He never got to his second NBA contract.
Mhm.
And thinking about that whole situation of him in Atlanta, sitting there figuring out, He's a Crip. If I remember correctly, the dudes he was beefing with was Bloods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got a whole different
Gang war.
layer
That was gang war.
on top of it. Because you went to the NBA and then became a Crip.
Mm.
Then you went back home when the Bloods around, and now all this
Yeah.
other stuff is
Now you
happening.
Because you was in LA, so you had to be.
His life took such a bad turn
Horrible.
Yeah.
because of decisions. Let's be very clear.
Oh yeah.
Decisions he made.
Did it to
He
himself. For sure.
chose to make.
Yeah.
That he
Decisions
thought
he
about.
made.
Every single time he said about a decision that he made, he also
He said he
reiterated,
thought about it.
I thought about it a million times over. I had these signs and it said no, and yet and
I
still.
did it. Did it.
Did it. And on the other side, you got Gilbert Arenas,
Living
who
his best life.
Like ain't shit shake.
like
Like,
the
real
NBA
talk.
career fell off.
Yeah.
But he was
after
already
that.
towards the end.
Right.
He recouping it all back right now. He is one of the top media
Podcast.
personalities, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everywhere you anywhere you hear Gil is everywhere. This man living his best life, bro. Crip with the jail.
Being himself.
Life
still being
just
goofy,
spiraled.
Still talking shit.
Exactly. Still being
Yeah.
the minutes, fam.
Yeah.
Gil still being the
Still
minutes.
terrorizing niggas.
Getting paid millions for it,
He
fam.
made it into a brand. No chill.
That's what I'm
Gil.
saying. Yeah. This man.
It's in the title.
But just think, and that made me think about like Crip was in jail and shit, just
Yep.
looking like
Yeah, like this
bitch
still,
ass nigga, fam.
Still.
Like, and it just that's the thing too, is that like the decisions that he made was of his own.
Yep.
Like he wasn't forced. Then nobody put no gun to his head and make him do that. But
They
then-
brought one though.
Well, yeah, they brought one. But then just like happen to be a man and sit with your thoughts and just be like, fam, how the fuck did I get here?
Sometimes
Like you just sitting in the jail cell and like, fam,
Yeah.
I went from being in the NBA,
Yeah.
fam, making hooping, doing all this.
Teammates with Kobe.
Yeah. I was a Laker, fam.
Yeah.
Now I'm here, locked up. And singing Akon.
Sometimes go ahead.
He was sentenced to 23 years for
Mhm.
manslaughter, and I forget the other charge that he was hit with, but it was 2 charges, 23 years for killing, although accidentally, for killing an innocent woman who had nothing to do
with nothing.
with anything, who had 4 children,
Minding her own business. Somebody mama.
minding
Crazy.
her business. Julian Jones, I want to make sure we
Yeah.
say her name too, because
That's
that's a
fucked up.
life that was gone
Yeah,
too quick.
that's real fucked up. And her kid, you ruined so many lives
Yeah.
just at that one, the split second, fam. That one moment ruined everything. Ruined your life, your family,
And a
her
whole other
family,
family.
her entire family, her kids, everything just ruined because of ego,
Yep.
because of something another nigga did to you or something another nigga said to you,
And you couldn't let
and
it
you
slide.
let it
Both
change your entire
instances.
life. For real, like
Both.
it comes down to like that really make you think about things. It's like you can make a rash decision.
Yep.
And literally your entire life changes.
I
for
say it
once.
often. Like one person's bad day could change, fuck up a whole bunch of people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One
That's why you got to
person's
treat
bad
people.
day.
You got to treat people with grace and treat people nice, bro. Because you never know a tipping point. You
Mm.
never know what somebody tipping
You was
point
the final
is.
feather.
Yep, you
Yep.
was that final straw. All of a sudden, everything over. fam.
Everything exploded.
Yep.
Serial Sensei in the comments too says sometimes you just got to know when to sit down
Oh yeah, for sure.
and relax, throwing your life away for no reason at all. And that's true because some people look at that decision of like, I'm not going to respond as being soft.
hmm
And I'm speaking of it from a woman's perspective, but I know masculinity and how much masculinity is wrapped around the idea of strength. And you can't let someone see you feeling like you weak because you have to be protective and
Yeah.
alpha and all that goes into it. But like, man, that can cost you.
When you got too much to lose, that's when you really got to play. Fuck all that ego shit.
The scariest person is the one who ain't got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Mhm. Now, I will say, from a guy's perspective,
Mhm.
swallowing that pride,
It can-
that's a big ass.
It
too.
is hard.
That
But when
shit
you-
be hard as a bitch. And you be sitting there looking like,
You got to
oh,
weigh
he
them
really think
options,
I'm a
though.
whole ass nigga.
But then you gotta-
Okay, I got something for his
Us
ass.
being family man and having the family.
Yeah.
Y'all got cured.
Like we
bad.
can't make
Yeah.
decisions like that,
No.
fam. Like it's
No.
too many people that count on us for whatever, fam. Like you can't make rash decisions like that.
I was just telling my sister the other day, I'm like, bro, every move you make and every decision you make, your kid gonna see this shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out to nephew, got a new nephew.
Hey,
Hey.
I was like, every decision you make and every conversation you have and shit, I was like, remember, I was like, I brought it up to my parents.
Mhm.
Y'all raised me, but I was raised with y'all too. Y'all niggas was young and wild and crazy in
Yeah.
y'all 20s and y'all 30s and
I
shit like
swear.
that, doing shit. I saw it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
there too.
That's
I
one
like, so
thing.
some of that stick with you and
Yeah.
fucking up a
Yeah.
kid's life. That's sticks.
That's huge. And that's one thing again, like quick about that is that getting older, like I realized that damn, my parents was just trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
man.
Yes, they didn't know.
Like
what,
they didn't know what they
Nope.
was doing, fam.
As
They
a
was just trying to
kid,
figure it out.
it felt like they knew everything.
Everything. No,
Mhm.
but they was just trying to figure it out.
I laugh a lot because a meme that I saw was kids will bring up the kids will bring up the lowest point in your life
Mhm.
Mhm.
as their trauma.
Because
So like
it
your
makes-
mom,
yeah.
the
Because it
lights
is,
is
though.
off and shit
It
like that.
is,
So
yeah,
you
it
over
affects
there,
them.
oh man, I ain't got the lights is off. This. So you stressing how much on the lights on? I gotta feed the kids. This.
Mhm.
And then you 10, 15 years later, yeah, mom, remember you wasn't shit and you had the lights off?
Yeah.
We ain't had no food for days.
Yeah.
And you like, my nigga, I was going through it too.
Yeah.
I was going
But it's a
through.
kid.
You don't
so
think
their
about it till you get
perspective
as
is
an adult.
different.
Mhm.
Yeah, their
Correct.
perspective is different.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I always shout out to my mom, because no matter how little we had at any time, like she made it feel like if it was a struggle moment, she made it into a game.
Mhm.
So at least as a kid, my little kid brain's processing this is like, oh, this is gonna be different. We're gonna have some fun.
Mhm. Let's play hide and seek in the dark.
Who needs lights?
Hey,
Let
find that
me
candle.
be very clear from mom. Hear this: our lights were never turned off.
Shit, mine was
Hey,
before.
she
I
saw
ain't,
for the-
ain't like that. I kicked
I
I
know
ain't gonna
damn
have-
well.
I ain't gonna have my
You
mama
got-
out here. Hold
Hey,
on.
you got the people thinking I had the
Not in my
lights
mama
on.
house. I put it like that. Not in my mama house.
Hey. We go crazy.
I ain't hold on now.
Don't be telling the people that.
You know Uncle Michael listening. I ain't listening.
shit.
Listen, that ain't what I'm saying. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm just saying when it was struggle moments,
Yeah.
she made it into
They made it happen.
and she made it happen. And my uncles sometimes they would come through like
Yeah.
real quick. She like it would be like, I need lunch money. She'd be like, I ain't got no lunch money. Go ask Uncle Tony. And I'm like, I don't want to ask Uncle Tony because he gonna fuss at me. And she said, well, he gonna fuss at either one of us, but your fussing gonna be less than my
Right.
fussing. So go ahead and ask him. Now I gotta go wake him up. You got $3 so I can eat today? Your mama always goes.
You gotta give you the spill before he give it to you. He gonna give it to you.
He gonna
though.
give it to me.
Yeah,
but
but you gotta hear
fuss
this.
the
You gotta hear what I
whole
gotta say.
time, the whole time.
I actually don't mind being that to my monsters. They'll do something and I'm like, all right, come on, let's talk. Oh, not talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna have to hit? I do.
Mhm.
See, I'd rather a talking than a fussing. I come from a fussing family
Mhm.
where it's not like a hey. My Uncle Michael is probably the calmest one in my. Yeah, he is the calmest one in my family. Everyone else can kind of turn it up real quick, and you got to just sit there and take it.
Yeah.
My mom temper has calmed down a lot, but when she was younger,
Mhm.
That fire come out.
very quick, very quick to anger, and she had to learn. Like Camille is sensitive. I can't talk to her
Mhm.
this way. But yeah, that fussing used to. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear this fussing.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that Crit served enough time for his charges? Because, like I mentioned, he was sentenced to 23 years in jail.
Right.
He only spent 10 years locked up before he was released.
Mhm.
And we found out through the course of the documentary that he was released early because he struck a deal with the DA and whatnot. But we also learned that the family wasn't involved in any of the conversations,
Which is the standard.
which normally happens. Families are brought into the conversation about a deal might be struck. How do you feel about this?
Right.
Woo-woo-woo.
Hey, he about to get out a little early, so
How do you feel about this? Because if not, we can try to determine the contract, whatever, the
Mhm.
deal. That didn't happen. Crit gets out after 10 years. How do you think he served enough time for manslaughter?
Mhm.
I have always been one of no matter how much time someone serves, it'll never be enough time for the people that are affected. Never. Like
True.
most people, if you kill somebody, a lot of people's reaction is, well, you should go to. We know that's not the way that this works. So most of the time it's prison. And a lot of times when they go to prison, even if they get out early on good behavior, like if they got out 2 years early, no, motherfucker, we want you to serve the whole time plus. So it's not necessarily my call if he did or not, because it sucks. Knowing the whole thing, it still doesn't make it right at all.
Mhm.
And for the family, they probably would never feel he served enough time if he,
Yeah.
because he got out. Like, hey,
Mhm.
she's not here no more. They ain't got her no more. Every time I hear your name, I want to fuck some shit up because you
Mhm.
really ruined my life. So
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, like I said, it's these kind of shits.
It's tough.
It
Yeah,
is
it
tough. That's why it's not my call. Like, but from the family's perspective, I can see if you be like, hey, hell no, he still needed more time.
Mhm.
Truly understand from his family. Hey, it was a mistake.
Right.
It wasn't intentional. It wasn't premeditated. She wasn't the target. He was. she just happened to be there. He apologized, whatever.
But
Doesn't
still,
change that.
it happened though.
It happened.
It's the fact that
So
it
that's why
happened.
it's so tricky though, because we all know, even through the doc, like we all know, like he was just trying to get his get back because they kept fucking with him.
Ego.
She happened to be there.
Yeah, it all comes down to
fucking sucks.
Yeah.
What you think?
My thing is that like taking someone's life accidental or purposely is like one of the most heinous things that you can do. Like that's something that, again, like I understand, jail is supposed to be for people to rehab people, to make people better. And I'm not saying that he isn't a better person now, but it's the fact that you made that decision and it was a domino effect. Like it affected so many people's lives and it made you be in the situation that you are right now. So it's kind of hard to be like, again, like Tim was saying, it's hard to say, did he serve enough time? Did he not serve enough time? Because then it's like, okay, how much time can you put on someone's life, because it's a life, like a life was lost at the end of the day. So it's like, how much time is enough? Like that's always going to be one of those things that's like, again, for the family, enough ain't enough. Like they want him to rot in there, but then it's like, okay, he did his 10 years, he's a different person, he's grown, he grew and all of that stuff, but it's still the fact that you took someone's life.
I think y'all hit on all the right notes with that. And the way the documentary filmed it, I thought was really thought-provoking, because you're seeing Javaris get out of jail and his family is so happy that he's free, because that's their family member. They love him. He's a family first person. Like that's something that was talked about throughout the documentary, how close he was to his family. You see the joy on their face of like, he is home. But as you're seeing this footage, you're hearing Julian's mom talking about their hurt of losing her daughter, a mother, a sister, an auntie. And you're hearing her say, like, we weren't notified about him getting out early and how they feel. And it was just like, you're watching something really happy, but you're hearing somebody who's suffering because of this moment that's making other people happy. And that juxtaposition of it was just like, one, great documentary filming.
Absolutely.
Because good documentaries make you think about stuff like that. And there is no time to place on a life. And I'm never one to tell someone how to grieve. I've seen people lose somebody and they're in court weeks after saying, I forgive you. You woo, woo, woo. You see the flip side of, you got to restrain the family because they trying to choke out. Him. Like they trying to choke someone out. And who am I to say which reaction is right or wrong in that situation? Like, you just lost somebody.
Yeah, grief is different.
And
everybody grieves differently.
Especially when the person is taken from you. Not because they were sick, not because they got old. They were taken from you in a situation that was avoidable.
Yeah, minding their business.
So it's really tricky. The part that was fishy to me was that the DA was Dwight Howard's uncle. And we, as mentioned, Javaris was a high school teammate, friend of Dwight Howard. His uncle's in the DA, and now this deal gets cut and the family's not involved. That whole part of it feels real fishy to me. But like, the ultimate hope is that Javaris, he seemed remorseful. It wasn't what he tried to do. You hope that he's a better man now than what he was when he was a young dude making rash decisions. But even if he is better, they still don't have Julian Jones back. It's a tough situation. It's a real tough situation. But I thought the documentary was really well done. We did learn too that now Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton are cool again. Gil checks in on them. It's a lot of love between the two of them. And that's kind of really how it wraps up.
I think you felt bad for him.
I do too. I mean, you even saw other teammates talking about it, like when they saw the news of Javaris going to jail, like his life is over now. Like it's done. Like it's done. It's done. And I think Netflix did a good job. Some of the Untold documentaries can be hit or miss.
For sure.
Like the Steve McNair one, I was like, this was trash.
Yeah, it was trash. And they could have did so much better with that one.
Right. It felt rushed. It was no
they just threw some shit together.
Just,
they just threw it together. Like, okay, we need to do this.
But like the Manti Te'o one with the girlfriend that didn't exist was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was fantastic.
Silence behind me as I came out that tunnel. Like, get your lying ass about it.
But like some of them are hit or miss, but this one I thought was really, really well done. It's about an hour and a half runtime. To me, it felt like the perfect amount of time.
Yeah,
I didn't have many questions afterwards. It made me think. Ultimately, I would recommend it to anyone who didn't see it.
Absolutely.
How did y'all feel about it?
Same as you. Like verbatim, you spit it out.
Yeah, it was very well done. Like after I watched it, I was like, damn, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
It was a great documentary.
Oh, the one time that he was playing cards and he got cut. I forgot about that.
What you mean?
He was playing cards at a table with somebody on another team. He had got signed, and then it was like they just cut him out the blue. I think it was Charlotte. They just cut him out the blue. And it was like, he like, what happened? Like, oh, you was just sitting there playing cards. Like, bro, what the fuck?
Right.
But the NBA didn't help either.
No.
In that aspect for shit like that too.
And it makes me wonder too, just how many other guys that never got past their first contract were just dealing with.
You mean blackball?
No, not blackballed, but just dealing with stuff that affected their mentality on the court of how to get better. Because, like I said, Javaris, I can understand being hurt that you're not dressing, but to take that and be like, I'm just depressed and I'm going home and I'm just sleeping, and not using that to fuel you to be like, well, I'm about to hit the gym. I'm about to come in here and I'm about to work. Like,
that embarrassment was crazy.
It was too much.
That was the first time.
The embarrassment was too much to overcome. And I just want different people react to things in different ways. Either it makes you or it breaks you. And for Javaris, it's like it broke him. Like he could never fully recover from
it. Hurts some motherfuckers.
Everybody's different. And it's not me casting judgment of like that's the wrong way to go about it. But like to make it in the league, you're gonna have to have the ability to take that, funnel it, and use it for motivation to try to be better.
That's the problem. If you ain't never, that's the first time you running into that. Like,
that's a lot of NBA players. To get to the NBA, generally you were the best of the best on your team to get there in the first place.
Yeah, for sure.
But now you amongst the best of the best of the best. So you're gonna have to play a role if you want to be here for 10 years.
There's gonna be people better than you.
It is, and that's the whole piece of it where I was like, dang, like it just makes you think. So that's why, again, I thought it was a fantastic documentary. Shout out to Netflix.
Absolutely. For
Shooting Guards, The Untold. If you have not seen it, I hope this conversation encouraged you to want to check out that documentary. It's a really, really good one. And I hope y'all enjoy TECK Foul Cinema.
For sure.
It's a little bit slower period, in the sports news. Free agency slowing down. Wrestling is still wrestling, so we can always talk about that. I'm behind, so that's
me too.
It's not even on the docket, right? I didn't even watch Raw last night.
Raw, there's Evolve, there's NXT, there's SmackDown, there's
Evolution is this weekend.
Yeah, Evolution and Saturday Night Main Event.
We got 2 events this weekend for WWE, so next week we could talk about that some. But yeah, we want to do something a little different in the middle of the summertime. Instead of taking a week off, just do a little TECK Foul Cinema to keep y'all entertained a little bit. So let us know what y'all thought about it. If there's anything else y'all would like to see a TECK Foul Cinema on, let us know. I did see the new season, The Quarterback, just dropped with Joe Burrow.
Definitely ready to watch
Kirk Cousins, and who was the third quarterback? Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff in Detroit. Those are the three. So
I'm ready.
Niggas been hoopline. I've seen hit and miss with this.
I do not want Russell Westbrook on the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't have a problem with it.
Why not?
Because he can't shoot.
I don't have a problem with it.
Him coming off the bench for me.
That's what I'm saying. Him coming off the bench. Going crazy.
I'd rather
with the shooters.
I would rather see Ryan Rollins get those minutes.
He could go with Ryan. Ryan can shoot.
I'd rather see Ryan Rollins.
Westbrook got that motor, man. He
still got a motor, and he still was good on a championship contending team.
He do. All right. Serial Sensei said, I need y'all to do this because I don't have any streaming services right now. # unemployed.
Amen. Hey, no, I seen you playing Resident Evil the other day, Resident Evil 4. I couldn't get into my Twitch to comment on it, but that's one of my favorite horror series, bro. So if you go run that back again and shit like that, I'll make sure I get my Twitch together and watch you play it because I seen you the other day. I was like, ooh, and I clicked and I was like, fuck, I can't remember my login. And it wouldn't let me comment. It wouldn't let me do anything. I could just, so if you gonna run that, just know you got eyes watching. I seen you pop up, bro. So I was in there the other day.
Yeah, and Serial said I be popping in his streams when I see him. I'm like, oh, what up? As we wrap here, let me say this too. Shout out to the mayor.
Mayor.
Noman
The
gave
mayor.
us some Seagram Escape spikes because they have a partnership with WWE where they have these mixed cocktails. There's a blueberry. I forget what the blueberry one is called. Blueberry something. Blueberry Slammer. Slamming Blueberry, Pineapple Powerhouse, and Rumble Punch. How was the Rumble Punch, gentlemen?
Well,
It was pretty good.
Quite tasty.
Pineapple Powerhouse was pretty decent. I might be drunk.
I might be drunk. It's hilarious.
10%. This little can.
That's a shot.
10%. 10%. Cut water, watch out.
Oh
Hey
my
man,
God.
no, them cut waters, no, them different.
No, I've heard.
Them cut
I've
waters, hey,
heard.
They
man.
be tearing your
I had
friend
4
up.
of them. I was out of there, fam. Them cut waters.
Shit, Sam had one. She was like, oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh yeah, I'm like fucking you up over there.
Yeah.
She had a hangover and everything. I'm like, what?
Hey,
My
man.
God.
I saw that people are now mixing cut waters with,
With Hennessy.
Jesus Christ.
With Hennessy.
Hen.
Who's still drinking Hennessy though?
A lot,
A lot of
niggas.
people.
I don't know, man. I can't do the Hennessy.
A lot
no
of
more.
people still drinking the
I
hen
can't
dog.
do the hen
but
dog no more.
that's gonna be the show for this week. If y'all out here mixing cut waters and Hennessy, y'all
Yo.
probably wear black.
Let us
Air
know.
Forces.
Exactly. Y'all reckless.
It's y'all. I was gonna say a Javaris Crittenden joke, but I'm not.
Nah,
Oh shit.
back for Air Force energy. Let's leave it at
I'm
that.
not. Big Black Force Air.
Ah,
What he-
ah, ah.
Drunk. No, I'm joking. I can drive, guys. Don't worry.
Ah,
If you
here
want to
she
follow
go.
me on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, PSN. I'm still on 2K, y'all. I know college football done came
Yeah,
out.
it dropped today.
But if y'all still want to get some buckets,
Get some buckets.
come up to the front door. I'm serving them out.
Oh,
I'm serving
shit.
them out. At Camille Monet, CamilleMonae. The Eric J is not here, but you can find him at Bugs Burner on Twitter. That's the only social he gonna give y'all anyways.
That's all you get.
Yep.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. Okay, Harris 216 on Twitter, Snapchat, and Blue Sky.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. We out this bit.
Follow Technical File to
Pew, pew.
TECKNICALFOUL.
Don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker.
Pew pew.
Don't pew pew. We spent the whole episode on the pew pews.
Get the get.
No, no gas. None of those.
Yeah, let's just play that music.
Yeah, just play that.
Hit 'em hard, let's go. That TECK, run it back like where's my replay? Got it all in the mix, no DJs. Second star in the game like you damn Mr. Lady. Spitting real talk with it.
Timberlake know the lyrics.
I know.
Oh, like a WrestleMania.
So we never gotta get tight on everybody else. That you get ready. Ain't nobody else doing this like I. Better keep them cameras and microphones hot, 'cause this one's a vibe. Gotta run this race with my tribe. Going live with the pride. Doing like it's no tomorrow. Came to my ear later. Shout out to my point guard. We about to hit 'em hard. Throwing in the tap. Throw red, blow the whistle. This is Technical File.
I love the laugh.